It was the 1930s. The United States and the world were mired in a paralyzing depression. Failing banks, failing businesses, lost jobs, lost homes, and lost dreams. If that wasn't enough, there were the storm clouds of war gathering on the distant horizon. Henry Ariens and his three sons weren't spared from the economic hardship. By 1932, they had lost their 40-year-old family business, the Brilliant Iron Works, to bankruptcy. Undaunted, Henry and his three sons headed out to his garage and got back to work. With just $3,000 in borrowed funds, Henry and his sons built their first walk-behind rotary tiller, the Model A, and the Ariens Company was founded. From the simple but sturdy garage, sparks flew and a legend was born. However, the Model A tiller was not an overnight sensation. It took years of experimentation, education, and perseverance before rotary tilling was accepted by growers. The Depression also brought wide-ranging changes to agriculture in the United States, and the fledgling Ariens Company's tillers were instrumental in that change. The Model A tiller was joined by the Model B tiller, which was then joined by the multi-tiller and the roller tiller. Finally, by the end of the 1930s, Ariens Company tillers were being accepted and used by commercial vegetable growers throughout the country. Remember those gathering storm clouds of war? By 1941, those clouds had engulfed the world. Like many businesses during the war, Ariens changed gears and became actively involved in the war effort. In 1943, the Army needed Ariens to build 300 of these T9 para caissons for the invasion of Sicily, and they needed them fast. Enlisting area farmers, women, and even high school students, the company built and shipped the caissons on time. For that, the company was awarded the Army's coveted Ordnance Award in this ceremony. World War II ended and a new post-war America emerged. The company responded to the need of greater food production by introducing the right products at the right time. And that included the Ariens Tillevator, a machine that could cultivate 16 rows at a time. By the early 50s, the country was in an unprecedented residential boom. With many Americans in pursuit of the American dream, a house in the suburbs, a car in the garage, and a riding lawnmower in the yard, the Ariens Company responded again by introducing a line of residential products, most notably the Yardster that included a snow throw attachment. Throughout the rest of the 50s, Ariens continued to shift his focus to the expanding residential markets. The passing of Henry Ariens in 1956 opened a new chapter in the history of the company. Leadership was now in the capable hands of Henry's sons. Steve Ariens would be the president and sales manager. Leon Ariens continued in his role of vice president and treasurer, and Francis Ariens managed the factory and customer service. By the 60s, the Imperial riding mower would set the standard for residential mowing products and the direction of the company. Here's an Ariens riding lawnmower still doing the same job 40-plus years later. Impressive. Remember that snow throw attachment from the early 50s? Well, an Ariens distributor from the Northeast wanted a dedicated machine for home snow removal. And in 1960, the Ariens Company answered with one of the company's most successful products, the Ariens Snow Throw. 50 years later, and production of the Snow Throw is still in high gear. Jerry, any idea how many of these snow throws you've made?
Chuck, we made 2 million of these and we're counting as go.
Still counting?
Still counting, yep. They're great machines. They're built like tanks. They do the job year after year.
You sure do, Jerry. You know what you're talking about. I've been using one of these things for about 20 years. Thank you, and keep up the good work, my friend.
Thank you.
You bet. In 1969, the leadership of the company was once again passed on to an Ariens family member. Steve Ariens, who had led the company since 1956, passed the reins to his son, Mike. During this period, the company was experiencing a significant amount of growth. So much growth that it had to build a new manufacturing plant and later continued to add to that facility. Not only was the company introducing all types of lawn and garden and outdoor power equipment, Ariens was actively acquiring other companies. Of these companies, the most significant acquisition was that of the Gravely Company in 1982, a well-respected manufacturer of garden equipment and two-wheel tractors since 1916. During the 1990s, the acquisitions continued. In 1995, Ariens purchased the Stens Corporation, an aftermarket parts supplier. As part of the Ariens company, the Stens catalog has grown to feature products that fit over 20,000 applications. In 1998, the leadership of the Ariens company was passed to a fourth-generation family member when Mike's son Dan became president. Dan Ariens was responsible for the successful transition of the Gravely brand into a full-line premium provider of commercial equipment. Everything a commercial landscape contractor would need. A new millennium brings new challenges and new opportunities for the company. Anticipating the challenges of the global marketplace, the company had earlier introduced lean manufacturing principles. And the employees embraced the concept, improving efficiencies in all operations, thus ensuring, or at least giving them and the company, a fighting chance to face the foreign competition. In 1998, Dan Ariens selected 5 company core values, values that created and defined the Ariens culture. Be honest, be fair, keep our commitments, respect the individual, and encourage intellectual curiosity. These are the values that guided Henry Ariens and his sons in the early days and will continue to define the Ariens culture in the future. To promote the core value of intellectual curiosity and also to give back to the community, the company funded the Ariens Technology and Engineering Education Center at Brilliant High School, a cutting-edge facility that allows students to learn technical problem solving and develops connections with Ariens employees. Speaking of funding, just a few years ago, the company invested over $6 million to support manufacturing, and this magnificent engineering and learning center was part of that initiative. With infrastructure in place, strategic acquisitions diversified the Ariens portfolio. The purchase of the Binorm group of companies extended the international reach of the company. Over the course of Ariens company history, many products had come and gone as markets changed and cultural trends emerged. But Ariens employees continue to manufacture products with the same drive and durability that was evident back in Henry Ariens' garage. I'm Chuck Ramsey. Thanks for watching.